data centers now consume more electricity than the entire United Kingdom. Every home, every hospital, every factory, most of that energy just becomes heat vented into the sky until now. While the tech industry debates which AI model is smarter, the real race has already moved into orbit. I want to show you two things happening right now. One's clever, one's extraordinary, and together they tell you more about the next 20 years than any product announcement you will see this year. The heat problem. This is a massive problem. Every time you use AI, a search, a summary, a prompt to write an email, if you're really that way inclined, a server somewhere gets hot, not warm, hot. Data centers globally consumed between 450 and 460 terawatt hours of electricity in 2024. What does that actually mean? The entire United Kingdom, every home, every factory, every hospital uses roughly 300 per year. So data centers are now consuming more than that globally every year. And most of that energy becomes heat. Heat that until recently was simply vented into the sky. Europe wakes up. Europe looked at that waste and decided to do something practical. At the 2024 Olympics, an Equinix data center in Saint-Denis, excuse my French is out of date, used its server heat to keep the Olympic swimming pools at 27 degrees. In Finland, Microsoft and energy utility Fortum are routing data center heat to supply around 40% of district heating demands for 250,000 people. And that project goes live in 2026. In the UK, waste heat from a Gatwick Airport data center is set to supply 46 gigawatt hours of heating to homes in Crawley. So that's quite cool. The EU now requires data center operators to report waste heat data annually from October 2025, actually, apparently. Quite smart. It turns a liability into a community asset. But China, they go further. They did not try to just manage this on the ground. China moved the problem off the planet, much like Elon Musk has already. And in May 2025, China launched the first 12 satellites of what it calls the three-body Computing Constellation, named after Louis Cixin's science fiction novel. Now, here's where the numbers get hard to picture. So let me slow down and make them real. Your laptop can handle roughly 1 billion operations per second. A high-end gaming PC may be 10 billion. Each one of these satellites handles 744 trillion operations per second. That's 744,000 times more powerful than the fastest gaming PC you can buy today, and they do not do it alone. All 12 satellites are connected by laser links. Think of them as very fast invisible cables through space, running at 100 gigabits per second. They work together as a single machine. Together, those 12 satellites hit 5 peta operations per second. 1 peta is 1,000 trillion. 5 of them means 5,000 trillion operations happening every single second in orbit. Powered by the sun, cooled by the cold of space. And the money behind it, a Beijing startup called Orbital Leap has secured $8.4 billion in strategic credit lines from 12 major Chinese banks, including the Bank of China. The goal, a computing network in orbit 1,000 times more powerful than those first 12 satellites by 2035. When Elon Musk saw a report on this, he posted one word: interesting. That is not a dismissal, that is an acknowledgement. And what it means for the leaders, if you are an executive making an AI investment decision, you need to understand something. The energy constraint is it's not just a technical footnote. It is the strategic question. The organizations that solve the problem, the energy problem, do not just win on cost. They win on scale. They win on independence. They win on the ability to keep running when the grid cannot keep up. And they also win on ethics as well. China is planning in decades. Europe is converting waste into warmth. The question for every leader watching this is, what is your organization's answer to the energy equation? So, I've recorded over 500 expert interviews across a decade following where the real decisions get made. The pattern is always the same. The winners are not the ones that had the best product. They are the ones who understood the constraint before everyone else did. The constraint right now is energy. The race is already underway. And the good news is you're not too late to position yourself to the right side of it. Subscribe to Monday Influencer at mondayinfluencer.com and you get the weekly signal for leaders and ambitious people who want to understand.
Thanks very much for listening to Influential Visions. Please make sure you share this episode with your friends and business connections. And don't forget to drop us a review wherever you listen. Thanks.